I'm actually working on some nicknames. The one I'm floating right now is
Robo Big.
Yo, I know you're probably looking at me like, why is this guy breaking down a Transformers trailer? He's only done Godzilla videos up to this point. Look, I may be a huge Godzilla fan, and that may be my favorite franchise of all time, but another one of my favorite franchises of all time, literally tied with Godzilla. Like, I can't decide between these two franchises which I like better. But Transformers. I have loved Transformers since I was a little kid, just as much as I've loved Godzilla. My dad took me to see Transformers 2007 when it first came out. I was like 5 years old. Not even 5, actually. I would have been like 4. Like, I was turning 5 later that year. So that was the first ever, like, big blockbuster film that I went and watched in theaters, and one of the earliest cinema experiences that I ever had. Flaws and all, I love the Bayverse trilogy, the original trilogy, 1, 2, and 3. Yes, I like Revenge of the Fallen. It's my favorite one of the 3. I don't care if it doesn't have a script. It's fire. Transformers 4, it's okay. 5, The Last Night. And then Bumblebee and Rise of the Beast are also both pretty good. I like those a lot too. And one of my favorite aspects of Transformers lore, and part of the reason that I believe that this is one of the best franchises ever, and why it's one of my favorite franchises ever, is the war and fall of Cybertron. It is such a tragic tale about this golden age of this society of robots that had an uprising against their oppressors, the Quintessons. And like I said, had this golden period that they lived in peace and harmony, until it all fell apart due to politics, due to, Optimus becoming a prime over Megatron. These two bots that, they saw each other as brothers, as family, two best friends, turned mortal enemies. I loved it. I loved it from the jump. I thought it's just such a beautiful, tragic tale. I love the war and fall of Cybertron. Easily my favorite aspect of Transformers lore, aside from a few other things here and there, but I'm not going to get into that. I'll get into that in another video, because I'm going to be doing more Transformers videos, believe that. So naturally, I hear that Paramount is finally making a animated Transformers prequel set on Cybertron. Before seeing the trailer, this was probably the most hyped I've ever been for a Transformers movie. Now after seeing the trailer, we'll get into my actual thoughts on what we see here at the end. All I'll say is my expectations were probably in the wrong places. I'm going to do something a little different here. I have the trailer actually pulled up, and I just have OBS here recording, and I have the webcam here. I'm just going to do a play-by-play throughout the trailer, and I'm just going to point out some things I've noticed about the movie, and some speculation as to what actually might be happening in the film. So, before we even get into the trailer here, I want to point out something. On Megatron D16's shoulder here, it seems to be, and I'm gonna go ahead and play it a little bit. It looks an awful lot like a Decepticon insignia. It looks quite a bit like a Decepticon insignia from this angle. Another thing I want to point out before we go any further, though, is that with the Transformers lore I'm familiar with, Orion Pax is supposed to be a librarian in D16 Megatron. While he was a miner at one point, he's supposed to be a gladiator. Now, I'm fine with things being changed. I'm used to it. The Transformers movies never are one-to-one to the original lore. I mean, look at Wheeljack and Rise of the Beast. Like I expected at this point. It's just like, it's an odd change to me, but I'm not going to hate on it just yet. It may work out in the movie's favor. So, this waste management bot here, this Cybertronian lad, he looks a little bit like G1 Dreadwing. I've seen some people say online. I mean, I guess I'll pull up a picture of him on screen. I mean, I guess I can see it, but I don't know. The frame I jumped to. So we see B-127 Bumblebee here, who, the fact that he's involved this early in the story is just weird to me. Like, I don't know how I feel about that. But I see that his design here, it looks like a mix of the Bumblebee movie design with the way the chest is here. I see like a mix of like the Bumblebee movie and the G1 design here in the head. And then the whole general body shape really reminds me of the Fortnite skin, which is ugly. Oh my god, I hate the Fortnite skin. So off rip, I'm just going to tell you, I despise this Bumblebee design. This design sucks in my opinion. I do not like it. It may grow on me by the time the movie comes out, but who knows. And I neglected to mention, Orion Pax's design is okay. The face is really bugging me. I don't like the face. I really don't like the face. D16 Megatron, I think, is the best of these three that we see here. It definitely looks the closest to the actual bot himself. It just also looks the least uncanny to me. Just the other two look so uncanny with the faces. But anyways, I'll quit complaining about the designs. Let's keep going. So right here we see Optimus Prime, Orion Pax, after he gets the status of Prime, landing in some kind of like Cybertronian like cavern deal here. Looks like a cavern. This is so unprofessional, I'm sorry. Yeah, this is like some kind of like cavernous area. From what I can see in the movie of Optimus's design here, and from seeing the toy, I do like this design. I think the Optimus Prime design is a lot better than the Orion Pax design. It's very reminiscent of TFP right here in the head, Transformers Prime, Optimus Prime, one of the best incarnations of the character. So, you know, I think this design isn't bad at all. And that looks like the Matrix of Leadership right there, Bubby. That looks like the Matrix of Leadership. Okay, so in this shot, I'm not gonna lie. Where are my glasses? I can't see. I'm sorry this is so unhinged. I'm doing this at like 11 o'clock at night. So, at a glance here, this looks like Sideswipe. Or, hold on, my mouse is there. This looks like G1 Sideswipe. This looks like Brawn. This looks like Jazz. This is Hound, because this is kind of covering it up. Or it looks like Hound. That could... It kind of looks like Roadbuster, IDW Roadbuster. I'm not sure. I really can't tell who these two are, to be honest with you. But it seems like we're going to have a pretty stacked bot cast here, just literally off of like this. Will they be more than just like brief little glimpses, like little cameos? Probably not. I doubt they're going to even have lines, but I mean, hey, we'll see. I also, I forgot to catch that. He says we're lowly worker bots who can't even transform. So transformation in this continuity is like a class system. So lowly worker bots aren't allowed to transform, and then I guess the richer robots are able to transform. From what I remember, I think every Cybertronian was able to transform off rip. I could be wrong about that, but from what I remember, everyone had a decog. That was like the whole point with the Quintessons making everyone able to transform, was that way they could be workers. They could transform into vehicles and all that. That's what I'm guessing, and from what I remember, like I said, I could be wrong. Who knows? Who knows? So right here we see the Iacon 5000. I'm trying to make out who that is. I really couldn't tell you, man. I couldn't tell you. But Iacon, the Autobot City Iacon, I like that. I like that we're getting some Iacon acknowledgement in this. I've always wanted in the movies for them to acknowledge Iacon and Kaon's existence, and they really just never do. So that is something I do appreciate. Now right here we can see that was definitely a Decepticon insignia on Megatron's shoulder. So he's already a Decepticon, although he's still working in the mines. Okay, that's a little weird. Like I said, we'll see where the movie goes. So right here we see Megatron after he, has become Megatron. I am definitely rocking with this. This is the classic Megatron, done so well. I really am rocking with this. And I can't tell if he's got the Marvel Comics, the black bucket head, or if it's gray here or not. But in all the other shots, it's black. So, and I've seen a lot of people complain about that his head is black instead of gray, and that is like Dora the Explorer Megatron. And I'm like, gang, it's the G1 Comics color. Like, chill out. And then right here we see a Decepticon insignia branding, which is actually really cool. I like that. That may be how he gets the insignia on his shoulder. I don't know. We'll see. So we see right here, Megatron kneeled before this Decepticon insignia covered in moss. in this like really dark area. I may be wrong here. I think this is setting up the Fallen to show up. If you didn't know, Megatron gets his name from Megatronus, the first Decepticon, also known as the Fallen. So, honest to God, with the insignia here, that is the only thing that makes sense to me, is that it is the Fallen, Megatronus Prime. Will the Fallen actually be in this movie? I don't know. I really hope he is. The Fallen doesn't get enough rep. And like I said, I love Revenge of the Fallen, but he's like one of the weakest parts of the movie, the Fallen himself. Like, he really don't do a whole lot. I think the design is cool. It's one of the Bayformers designs. It's just so out there and so weird that I do rock with it. It's just so alien. I just rock. Like, it's really cool. And it still captures that, like, constantly on fire, that flame motif with, like, the burning orange cracks in his body. I do rock with that. So I am hoping this is setting up the Fallen to show up. Whether it actually is or not, we'll see. So right here, we see a Quintesson ship. It's definitely not Cybertronian. You can tell with the design of the ship and everything. This is a Quintesson ship. They're coming here to meet these Cybertronians down here. Yeah, that is a really big ship, but a really great shot nonetheless. This is a beautiful shot. Like, oh my goodness. Now here's another really cool shot. I'm assuming this is actually, I didn't even realize these buildings are upside down. So, does Cybertron have an underbelly? Because, like I said, all these buildings are upside down. And I know they constantly mention the surface. So, yeah, I'm assuming that Cybertron actually has an underbelly here in this movie. Maybe Iacon is underground, which would be weird. From what I understand, Iacon was always above ground, but I mean, we barely ever get to see Iacon anymore, so I mean, it's just cool to see Iacon in the first place. Very Coruscant, Star Wars reminiscent shot. This is a cool shot, though. I like this shot. Now, this is where I really began to raise an eyebrow the first time I saw this. These giant, like, mountains that almost, like, just summon behind them. These, like, glass-looking mountains right here. Like, what is that supposed to be? I don't know if we're going to continue that whole Transformium thing from the Bayverse, where it's like a mineral that has the property to do this stuff, to like change form and all this stuff. I kind of hope to God not. It looks like they were on a ship transporting some mining stuff here, because that does look like a cart full like minerals or something there. Yeah, I genuinely, I couldn't tell you what's going on here. We do see at this point though, Elita has joined them. So this is crazy. The sun here, and man, the quality on this, I'm gonna pause this, horrible. Oh my God. The sun here literally looks like the retro wave sunset from like the retro wave songs and stuff, like where it has the lines in it. I do like that. That's actually a really cool design choice. But we see the surface of Cybertron here. It seems like it's very open, kind of uninhabited, other than like this train line here. Like I said, this is the golden age before the war. I'm guessing in this continuity, just the way Cybertron is set up is completely different from what we're used to, so I guess we're just gonna have to get used to that. But yeah, this is an interesting shot. It is a breathtaking shot, though, I will say that. And we see more of these like mountains of whatever that is that just grows as they go along. Yeah, not sure what that is. Not sure what that is. And we see a lot of like auroras in the background too. That's really cool. Okay, so that in my opinion is the one funny joke of the entire trailer. Bumblebee just that was funny. I actually did laugh at that. But yeah, Elita probably has the second best design out of the four here. Elita actually doesn't look half bad. In case you didn't know, Elita 1 and Optimus Prime are very close. If you want to say boyfriend and girlfriend, I guess, man, go ahead. But in this shot right here where they're looking out, they say the surface. So that means that, as far as we know, that these guys have never seen the surface of Cybertron in their lives. So this is a completely new thing to them. I meant to bring this up earlier, but they all have holes in their chest for the T-Cogs, and we're going to get to that here in a minute. we see Cybertronian deer. Now, I'm not against there being Cybertronian wildlife. There's the little scrap eater guys, whatever the scraplings, whatever the little mites from Transformers Prime that, like, there's a whole swarm of them. There's probably some more that I'm not thinking of. It's literally a deer, bro. It is literally just a deer. There's no difference between this and a human deer besides the fact it's robotic. That, and there's vegetation on the planet. And I meant to bring that up earlier with Megatron. The fact that there's vegetation on Cybertron is strange. It's very strange. This looks like it's like architecture. This doesn't look like just random Cybertronian BS just strewn about. This could be like a destroyed building or something. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's the Quintessence Homeworld's wildlife and they bought it here. I would accept that explanation. I wouldn't have a problem with that. It's just I don't get it per se. As a Transformers fan, I don't get why there's vegetation and wildlife on Cybertron. It just doesn't make sense. As far as we know, there's no oxygen on Cybertron. Right here, they're entering a cave that seems to have teeth. And like I said, there's plants and stuff everywhere. This is strange. Is this a reference to the Driller from Transformers Dark of the Moon? Probably not. It would be cool if it was, though. Here we see what looks to be this could either be a statue, but I think it looks to me more like it's actual, like, deceased Cybertronian. Who this could be, I don't know. I genuinely haven't a clue, brother. I haven't a clue. So here we see Alpha Trion. Very different design for him. I am rocking with it, though. I like it better than him having an actual beard. I'm like wishy-washy with Transformers facial features and them having beards and stuff. It depends how they're done. Sometimes it's cool, in my opinion, and sometimes it's not. Like, I don't like Hound's beard in Age of Extinction. I don't like that. But like Sentinel Prime's beard in Dark of the Moon, I think fits him perfectly. And then right here with Alpha Trion, they really didn't give him a beard. They just made his chin really big. So I'm rocking with this Alpha Trion design based off of what I've seen. It's not bad. So the gang here, they get their T-Cogs from Alpha Trion. Well, all four of them look more like the bots they're supposed to wind up becoming. Them getting the T-Cogs like this is a little weird. I'll get into how I feel about that at the end. So here we see these drone-looking guys. They kind of look a little bit like the Viacons from TFP, but silver. Whether these are generic Cybertronians, whether these are mercenaries, whatever, who knows, man? Who knows? These don't look anything like anybody I know, to be honest. So I think this is the only look we get at Megatron's alt mode in the entire trailer, but he is turning into a tank in this movie. And I like that we're standardizing Megatron turning into a tank. But obviously we see here Orion Pax, Optimus turns into like this truck looking thing. Elita turns into a giant motorcycle. I'm still not a fan of them making Elita, RC, and Chromia motorcycles. Just make them cars. I'm so sick of them being so small because they're turning into motorcycles. It makes no sense. And then Bumblebee, obviously, yellow car. So here it looks like there's some kind of like building down here or something. And a bunch of Quintessence ships over top. The gang is like, hey, yo, what?
Guys?
And then Quintessence ship flies right over top of them. So right here, we got our first glimpse at the Quintessence. And I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be Sentinel Prime here, played by John Hamm. We didn't get to hear what he sounds like. And then a bunch of these, we have a few gold ones, but a bunch of those like random drone guys. I'm going to tell you right now, I really don't care about the Quintessence as characters. These designs look great. I genuinely really like these designs for the Quintessence. And then this leader Quintessence here looks mean as hell. Oh, I love it. This is such a superb design for Quintessence. Here's my thing with Quintessence. It's the 5 faces. I get why they did it, but it's so ugly. It's so ugly. I think the way that they've done them here, from what I can tell, I prefer this design so much more. So right here, he's got Sentinel splayed out. Hey, yo. I'm not 100% sure if this is Sentinel yet. He's got the Deathsaurus wings. That's crazy. I just noticed that. And yeah, those drones there at the bottom, they're all golden. I wonder if those like royal guards or something. But if this is Sentinel, this is a cool design for him. I like the blue and gold. I think that's a nice change up, because Sentinel is always either blue and orange, or he's red now because, you know, Bayverse. My favorite Sentinel design is still the Dark of the Moon design. I think that's absolutely the peak of the design for the character, but this is not a bad design at all. If this is actually Sentinel Prime, then I actually do like this design based off of what little bit I've seen of it. And we can see here in this shot, Alpha Trion is brother is old boy. He is an old boy. So right here, before Alita crashes into this Vehicon, we have a yellow Seeker here. I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember the yellow Seeker's name. I'm like 99% sure there was a yellow Seeker. I couldn't tell you who it is. Alita trips somebody here. It doesn't look like another one of those generic goons. I don't know. We see someone here. That's such a blink and you'll miss it. I don't know. And then we get another one of those generic goons. And then she shoots someone that doesn't... Whoa. I paused on a really interesting frame. She shoots someone that didn't look like a goon there. We see right here that there's another... I think this is Slipstream. That kind of looks like Slipstream's color scheme. Is that Thundercracker? Is that Thundercracker? And then I really genuinely couldn't tell you who the rest of these characters are. Whoa! Oh my god, I forgot about the explosion. Okay, so, whoa. Okay, I guess they all die. We see some kind of battle here. I think this is towards the end of the film, because my assumption here is that the film is going to end with the start of the war for Cybertron, because I don't think they would want to do all, like, the Golden Age and then the war and all that in one single movie. I don't think that'd be the smartest idea. So right here we have Arachnid. I don't know what she's doing in this movie, but I'm glad to see her. We haven't seen Arachnid in anything in a while. I loved her in Transformers Prime, one of the best villains of that show in my opinion. So that's really interesting that we get to see her in this movie. I wonder if she'll be more than like a cameo or not. Oh yeah, and I should have paused on a frame right here that, yeah, like that is definitely Arachnid. And man, she's literally got no knees. Oh my god. So right here we see the boys. We have Starscream, and he's got his iconic null rays, albeit they are tiny. Those are pathetic. We got his null rays there. We got Shockwave. I absolutely love this design for Shockwave. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, this Shockwave design is peak. And then we got Soundwave over here. He's looking just a little bit boxy up in the upper chest, but I am rocking with all the designs for all three of these guys. We get a shot of a particular nameless goon. This is probably just a nameless goon, but imagine if it was Lockdown. That would be cool. It's not Lockdown, but yeah, I'm just throwing that out there. We see some more Cybertronian wildlife for a brief second. This weird little, like, I don't even know what this is supposed to be. So right here, looks like a giant war happening on Cybertron. And we see, that looks like my boy Skywarp. That's my boy Skywarp. Let's go, we won! Skywarp's in the movie, baby! Let's go! Skywarp is my favorite Seeker, so I'm glad to see him in here if that's actually him. I'm not gonna lie, I really couldn't tell you who all is surrounding them in this battle. I don't know. There's so much going on, I couldn't tell you. We see another one of these golden goons here. Punches Bumblebee in the face and he puts on a Helldiver's helmet. I'm guessing this is a Goldbug reference because Goldbug had like a visor and a face mask. If you don't know, Goldbug is like when Bumblebee dies and then comes back as like a powered up form or something like that. And like his whole body is gold at this point too, so you know. So here this looks like maybe the capital of Iacon or maybe Kaon or somewhere, I don't know. But the capital just in shambles. After a huge battle. I'm guessing this is towards the end of the movie. You know, the boys are rolling out here. So, we see this poor guy here. Wait, I thought his leg got sliced. We see this poor bot here just chilling, just trying to do his job. As B just going through here with the laser swords, just slicing stuff up. I do like that the stinger blades are becoming a commonplace thing for B. Don't really care for the fact that they are laser weapons, but whatever. Not sure what Alita is carrying there, to be honest with you. I don't know, man. That low-key kind of looks like Chromia. Low-key. It's probably not Chromia, but it looks like her. And then these generic goons, I couldn't tell you who they are. And then we get our whole voice cast. Probably most of the budget was spent on. And it's coming out on my birthday. Alright, now that I've analyzed that, I'm going to take these glasses off. Here's what I think is going to happen in this movie. Here's generally what I think the plot of Transformers 1 is going to be. I feel like this is going to start out with the Quintessons have the Cybertronians enslaved. They make the Cybertronians. They're enslaved to them, obviously. They do their work, everything. And the movie follows as more and more of the Cybertronians gain the ability to transform and get T-Cogs. Because very clearly, not every Cybertronian here has a T-Cog. It's a class system. It's like the rich have the T-Cogs. As the movie goes on, more and more people get the ability to transform. We see the Quintesson revolt, the Cybertronian revolt against the Quintessons. And then the movie ends with the start of the War for Cybertron. Whatever's been driving a wedge between Orion Pax and D16, Optimus Prime and Megatron is going to finally reach its tipping point there at the very end. And that's going to lead into a sequel that is a War for Cybertron film. Now look, I'm going to be completely honest with you here as a hardcore Transformers fan. I'm not a big fan of what I've seen in this trailer. I won't lie, when I first saw the trailer, like, I'm just going to keep it real with you, I hated it. I was not a fan at all. It's been a day or two now, so I feel like I've adjusted a little bit. I don't hate it now per se, but like, I'm still very skeptical of this movie. I'm so skeptical of this film. For starters, there's a lot of weird changes to the lore that we're seeing here. I really don't like that they're treating the T-Cogs as like a superhero origin story. I told this to one of my friends. This feels like a Marvel origin story movie, like an MCU movie, and in more ways than one. Not just the humor and stuff, like literally them making the T-Cogs basically a superpower that the Transformers gain. Like I said, from what I remember, that was never a thing that happened. That was never something that they did. It just feels so wrong to me. Like, I'm not rocking with that change. I'm not gonna lie to you. Then again, I wasn't rocking with Pablo in Rise of the Beast being Wheeljack. I just call him Pablo. I rock with Pablo. I don't rock with him being called Wheeljack. Bumblebee just being there to begin with. Bumblebee and Prime shouldn't even interact until like the war starts, dude. Like I said, I'm not going to just hate on it right now, but like it just feels like something they did to bring the kids in. I get Bumblebee is everyone's favorite. It's Optimus, Bumblebee, and Megatron's the big three. But like, man, you can go one movie without Bumblebee. I swear you can. It's like Paramount is like afraid to make anything without Bumblebee at this point. And I'm like, man, Bumblebee was a nobody until 2007. Hound was the kid appeal character of G1, man. And I'm not saying I hate Bumblebee. Like, I love Bumblebee. Bumblebee's goated. I'm just saying, he's been in every one of these movies. And I think it's time we, like, have a movie where he just takes a back seat at the least. Lore-wise, if we're talking about the lore here with Transformers, it makes no sense for Bumblebee to be here this early. It genuinely doesn't. Like I said, I'm not going to just hate on it right now, but it's a very questionable decision for me. It feels like something they did just to sell toys. The voice cast. Why does Hollywood keep doing this? This trend in animated movies, or like live action movies with a lot of animated characters in it, where you just get the biggest names possible to play all these different characters, all these iconic characters. I'm sick of it. I don't know why we keep doing this. Now look, I get D16 and Orion Pax are not Optimus Prime and Megatron. They're younger versions. So as much as I hate to say it, because I love Peter Cullen and Frank Welker, they're iconic, they're goated, and they kill the role like nobody else does. I get why that they aren't in the movie. I mean, I would love it if it was a surprise at the very end. Once he becomes Optimus Prime, they just switch him out for Peter Cullen, but I doubt that's going to happen. And it would really be a shame, considering this is the 40th anniversary film, and that you know, Peter Cullen's like 80-some years old. Like, if I were Paramount and Hasbro, I'd be making as many movies as I can with him, because he loves the character. And same with Frank Welker. I'd be making as many projects as possible with both of them. So, you know, it feels wrong to me just not to include them. They may pull a Mario, and they may be like a side character or something, like for like a brief little cameo, like a voice cameo, and that would be fine. But like, man, you get what I'm saying. Elita 1 being there is fine. That's fine. Like I said, Bumblebee being there that early, just what the, I don't know. But my biggest problem, my two biggest problems with this, actually. One, the humor. There's one joke I laughed at in this entire trailer. Now, I get my sense of humor is different from everyone's sense of humor. I laughed at Bumblebee running in like a stupid running pose. And I get that this is an animated film, and Hollywood doesn't understand that animation is not just for kids. It's a medium for stories to be told. So, you know, I get that they're going to make this aimed more towards kids, and I understand that, and this is for newer fans to get into. This is going to be many fans as Transformers 2007, and that's fine. But at the same time, man, kids' movies when I was younger were not just all the way through stupid and silly. Now, I'm not saying that this movie looks just stupid and silly all the way through, but it looks too silly for me, specifically. Now, like I said, I'm an adult. It may just be where I'm older. So, I don't know. But I really wish they toned it down on the humor. I really am hoping that somehow by coincidence that either they showed all of the jokes in the trailer, like a majority of the comedy in the trailer, or that this is going to be like the first half is like real comedic, and then the second half, like as it goes on, it gets darker and darker. That's probably more realistic is what it's going to be. It's going to go on darker and darker. My second and my ultimately my biggest problem with this film is the animation and the art design. I am not rocking with it. I'm not. Not that it's bad. It is technically great. It looks fantastic. It visually looks good. But keep in mind, I grew up on Transformers Fall of Cybertron. This is the Cybertron prequel that I grew up on. Now, look, I know this is the War and Fall of Cybertron. This is not the golden age like we're seeing here in Transformers 1. But this cinematic trailer right here, to me, the art direction and the visuals and everything, despite being so much older, literally 12 years older at this point, is just so superior in every way. And like I said, even if it is older and visually inferior, I think just the art direction in general and everything is just so much superior when it comes to just aesthetic choices and everything. Now, I know I've been pretty negative about this movie, and I'm not going to lie to you all. I'm just going to come out and say it. This is the first time in my life with the Transformers movie that I'm not that excited to watch it. I'm genuinely not that excited. And it's coming out on my birthday, too, so that makes it 10 times worse. But I'm not going to sit here and blindly hate on it. I'm not going to sit here and call you stupid or a fake fan or anything if you like it. That would make me just like the people that criticize the Monsterverse because it's not like -1 and call the fans of the Monsterverse stupid. That would make me just like them, and I'm not going to do that to y'all. I'm not going to do that. I know how that feels. I've dealt with that for years. Literally, like, once again with Transformers, like the G1 fans versus the Bay fans, and now the Bay fans have kind of taken over the role of the G1 fans at this point. I'm gonna give the movie a fair shot. I'm gonna watch it, obviously. I watch all these movies. I love Transformers regardless. I'm still gonna watch it. There's plenty of Transformers stuff that sucks that I don't like. This wouldn't be the first time that I was disappointed by this franchise. Like I said, if you think Transformers 1 looks like the best movie to grace the franchise, I'm not here to knock you, bro. I'm not here to knock you. You have every right to have your opinion, and I'm not going to diss on you for that. I'm just stating how I feel personally as a longtime Transformers fan and as someone who really genuinely cares about this franchise and wants to see it do good. Especially because it has not been doing good lately. Like, Rise of the Beast did not do good at the box office. I'm sorry. So yeah, I'm not going to lie to y'all. First impressions of Transformers 1, not great. Not great. Like I said, though, I'm going to give the movie a fair shot. I'm still going to watch it. Like I said, diehard Transformers fan. I'm going to check it out regardless. I'm hoping it's good. I'm hoping it's a surprise banger. I'm hoping it blows me away. But yeah, anyways, that pretty much sums up this trailer breakdown analysis, Easter eggs that I picked out here and there with my little Transformers nerd lenses here. There's definitely probably some stuff that I missed here. I've not watched anyone on YouTube break this down yet, so there's definitely probably some stuff that I've missed in here. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, let me know what your thoughts on the Transformers 1 trailer is, whether you're like me and you're not really feeling it, or you think it looks great. If you want to see more Transformers content, kaiju content as well, like I said, I mainly do kaiju content, but I'm gonna be doing some more Transformers stuff. So if you want to see more of that, hit the subscribe button, turn that notification bell on, and even then, I say follow me on Instagram and TikTok. That way, you secure the fact that you know when I'm gonna be uploading that, and I'd appreciate if you follow me on there. I'm also going to take a moment to promote, this song is almost a year old at this point, but last year, me and two Transformers YouTubers, Jay and George, Jay's not doing YouTube anymore, but George is. Shout out to both of them. Those are my boys. Shout out them. And we made a song last year for Rise of the Beast called Ain't No Way. I produced it and featured on it, but it is mainly George's song, and Jay's also featured on it. So if you want to go check that song out, the instrumental's been playing in the background, and I'm going to play it for the outro, but if you want to check that song out, the link to that song will be in the description as well if you want to go listen to that. It's filled to the brim with Transformers references. But anyways, it's midnight when I'm recording this. I'm tired. I want to go to bed. So yeah. Once again, thank you all for watching. Let me know if you want to see more Transformers content specifically. I mean, there's going to be more, just like, if you want a lot more, if you just want some more. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.
Yeah, I ain't finna realize I got from this prime, yeah. Don't know how you don't get it, I thought I told you this my time, yeah. And I don't play no games, it's about my survival. Hanging at the top of this mountain, I put a bang on my chest like I'm Optimus Prime. I already know that, wanted a villain, fire my heart, yeah, I feel just like Scourge. Fly out them sneakers, rant and dirge, send them in a